Tuesday, June 26, 2025. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Would we
Madam
have a-
Chairperson,
Yes.
I just want to advise the board members that Karen Janiga is filling in for Shannon Morris-Smith as the recording secretary for tonight.
Okay, so when we make a motion, would you like us to state our name?
She knows the roll call.
Okay. I said when we make a motion, instead of listening to our voice, would you like to have us state our name?
I know everybody.
Okay, all right. All right, could we have a roll call then?
Brock,
Here.
Hill,
Here?
Hutton,
Here.
Hassel. Here. Faulkner.
Here.
5 yes.
All right, we have the minutes for July 29th. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make that motion to accept the minutes. Second.
We have a motion and a second. We have a roll call vote.
Hassel. Yes. Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
All right. No old business to come to us tonight, so we'll move into new business. First item is Z-25-09, petition of 7227 Amherst LLC for conditional use regarding Title Section 7.11, parens 1, and Title Section 7.10, parens 8, to allow a primary residence occupancy on the first floor of a building located at 6736 Columbia Avenue in a C1 local commercial district in the city of Hammond. The next item is related, so we will listen to presentations for both of them together, and we'll have a separate vote. The next item is Z-25-10, petition of 7227 Amherst LLC for developmental variance regarding Title Section 7.3 and Title Section 7.31, parens B, parens 4, to allow a reduction in the minimum width of a lot and area required for a lot located at 6736 Columbia Avenue in the C1 local commercial district in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met?
The notification requirements have been met.
Okay.
Okay,
and-
Madam Chairperson,
Yes,
I do want to make a technical correction on Z-2510. That is Title Section 7, it's supposed to be Title Section 7.30.
.30. Okay, can we note that in the minutes, please? Right, do we have a petitioner before us? And we'll have him come and state his name and address.
Rick Dawson. Shall I go ahead?
Give your address too,
Oh, 9812 Twin Creek Boulevard, Munster, Indiana.
okay? Go ahead.
All right. Members of the board, again, my name is Rick Dawson. This is regarding a property at 6736 Columbia Avenue. And our petition is in a way related to the property next door, 6730 Columbia. And you may know that as the Hammond Salvage building until it went out of business recently. A little background, those two properties, the single-family house on 6736 that we are before you today about, and 6730, which is a larger commercial building, they are built on two equally sized lots up until recently. And that resulted in the lot line intersecting somewhere in the middle of the commercial building. So what we're seeking to do is gain approval for conditional residential occupancy of the single-family house, and that is how it's always been used, and move the lot line over so that it contains only the house, and then only the commercial building will be on another lot. And we have taken steps so far to do that. We have deeded parts of the property over so that now the commercial building is on one larger lot and the single family is on one smaller lot. Now, the first petition is for conditional residential use on the first floor in a commercial district. This property has only been used as this single-family house has only been used as a residential property for as long as anyone can remember. Steps that we've taken to induce the board to allow us this conditional use, we have demolished a very large dilapidated garage that connected the house to another alley building to create a backyard for the property. And we've created an alley access garage for the property. If I'll just cover the conditional use for the moment, since that is the first item. Going through the several criteria for granting of that, because it's always been used as a residential property, and that's what we're asking it to be continue to be able to use for, a lot of these items should not be a concern. Injurious to public health and safety, et cetera. I would submit to you that a single-family home is the least likely use of a property to result in damage to public health, safety, morals. I explained how we had created a garage parking that hadn't formerly been there that will result in the property being used for residential use to actually reduce the parking and other burdens on the city that it once had, as it only had street parking before. And the adjacent area will not be affected in any noticeable way because, again, we're just asking for the former residential use of the property to continue. And other items on the criteria, adverse impact on environmental and natural resources. Again, there's no indication that allowing this to be continued to use residentially would cause that. Adverse effect on historical, architectural, cultural resources. Again, just allowing it to remain as it's been used for at least 25 years would not affect that. Comprehensive city zoning plan, to our knowledge, there's no zoning plan in the area that this would interfere with. In compliance with applicable provisions established elsewhere in the zoning ordinance. The developmental variance is our next petition. So other than that, I don't see any concern there. So I'll get into the developmental variance aspects next. Would you like me to do that next, or shall we
Actually,
pause here?
I want to jump in. Just for clarity of the board, the reason it's a conditional use to do a residential is because the property is zoned C1, local commercial, and residential is typically only allowed on the second floor of a building. And since this parcel is being separated, or this property is being separated from the commercial building, this is where the residential use is now a primary use on the property, as opposed to when it was combined previously, it was an accessory use. And so that is really what's triggering the conditional use request, is in order to correct the way the zoning ordinance is interpreted for permitted uses and conditional uses. And it also addresses the fact that now that he's separating it, it does kind of create some, shall we say, questionable, non-conforming issues when it comes to the use of the property. So that's really what the premise of his petition is to allow the residential use to be the primary use on the talking about on the first floor, but also the primary use of the property being residential.
Was the primary use of the property people who owned the salvage company? Or was it separate people? In other words, was the thing not conforming to begin with?
The ownership is the same, correct, for between the house and the former salvage building?
It was when we purchased it,
When you
yes.
purchased it, okay. So this has, other than the fact that he separated the residence from that, this conditional use has no relevance to the commercial building because it is a permitted commercial building in a C1 district. So what we're talking about is specifically the residential building.
Okay. Which was a commercial building, and we're changing it to a residential building.
No, it was always a residential building, but it's in a commercial zoning district.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I would ask that the board would approve our petition for conditional use on the first story in the C1 district based on everything we've heard, and if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Okay. Would you prefer that we take questions from the board now and have public expression now, or present the second one at the same time now?
Well, maybe I should present the second one, because I might
Okay.
answer some questions that you might have as of
Okay,
right
go
now,
ahead.
once we go through that. So the second petition before you today is a developmental variance, a petition for a developmental variance. By dividing the property the way I described, where it would keep the house separate and the commercial building separate, it does result in the new lot not meeting current C1 area requirements in a couple respects. In the first respect, it creates no side yard on the north side of the property because the lot line that we're asking you to approve would not, it would cut off some of the commercial building if we made it 8 feet over to have the side yard requirement. So it is going to run right along the side of the single-family property. The way that we have tried to ameliorate any negative effects of that is that we've created an 8-foot easement along the side of the house where there is no side yard, and that will allow any future owners of this property to access that for maintenance of their roof, their gutters, there's a hose on the side of the house. They'll be able to get to that. There was a couple other issues as well. We had the buildings actually join up right on the property line. The commercial building and the garage of the single-family house have a party wall, and the lot line runs directly through that. We've already prepared and recorded a party wall agreement so that any future purchases of either property will be aware that each side is responsible for maintenance of their own side, and it's several pages of terms so that everyone can know what they're getting into when they purchase either side of the property. And then the third item that we've done is we have filed a driveway access agreement, because in the alley, somebody entering the commercial building may cross over like a 50 square foot part of the house's property. So with Mr. Poland's suggestions, we've been able to do everything we can to accomplish what the current C1 zoning requirements are trying to accomplish, even though we can't. The result is we still have a lot that is wider and has a larger area than any of the other houses that are on the same side of the street in the C1 zoning. The lot we propose to you today is going to be, I had it here in the cover letter that I sent. It's going to be significantly, I think, 3 feet larger than any of the other lots on the street. So we've done everything we can. We're kind of constrained by the buildings that are on the site from making it in compliance with today's ordinance. And again, I'll just go over the 3 criteria. They're similar to those of the conditional use. Not injurious to public health, safety, morals, and general welfare. Again, this is keeping a house that's always been used as a residential property and this is the only way we were able to accomplish it with the layout. Use and the value adjacent to the property, negatively affected. I would argue that the improvements we've done to the property actually have positively affected the surrounding area because there is not a rundown accessory building between the house and the garage. And the strict application of the terms of the zoning ordinance would result in practical difficulties. Well, that is absolutely the case. If we applied strict zoning ordinance to this, it would have to result in part of the commercial building being on the residential property. And so that wouldn't work. So once again, I ask that the board grant our petition for developmental variance, and I'm happy to answer questions about either petition.
Board members have any questions at this time?
No. I don't.
Yes,
I do have some questions.
okay.
Oh, Mr. Hutton, microphone,
like-
microphone.
I do have some questions. Should I wait till after the staff report, or should I
No,
ask?
No,
ask
you
the
do it
questions
now.
now.
Thank you very much. I guess I'm a little confused. I didn't see a survey in the packet. Was there one? I just overlooked it.
There was, that was supposed to have been attached in the packet.
It is. It's a different. What was on top?
That thing? Oh, I see it. Thank you. I guess one of my questions is, this property, I appreciate the subdivision or the separation between the residential and the commercial. And maybe this answers my question. It does.
Just for the record, what was the question?
For the record, I wanted to know if there was a second floor to this building.
Yes, there is.
There is?
It's a,
This
So
says one-
the single family does not have a second floor.
This says one.
it's not a second floor, it's like it's a 1.5 story building. It's a, right? Isn't it?
No, there's no upstairs
okay,
of the
okay.
single-family
All right,
house. if
I
that's what
stand
you're
corrected.
referring to.
Then my other question was there going to end up to be a mixed-use occupancy of any of these buildings that we're going to be talking about?
Between residential and commercial?
Yes.
No, not to, no.
No,
That's-
They're
his,
Thank
only-
you.
his,
They're only dealing with the house, not both buildings.
Thank you very much.
I mean, just, again, for the record, his intention is to allow the house to be used as a house. All of the conditional use and all this stuff is building towards that.
Got it. I have it. Thank you, sir.
And most importantly, it removes the non-conforming status of it to become conforming, therefore there won't be any problems with financing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I have none.
Okay, and if I may, and just for the record,
Did you
The-
want to do yours questions now, or would you prefer to wait till the staff
I
report?
entered some information into the record.
Okay,
Okay. Just for the record, I'm just trying to, I think it goes back to the presentation. The reduction is going from a 40-foot width to a 35.03 foot width. The square footage is going from 5,000 square feet to 4,378.75 square feet. And there are two other houses in this block that are used for residential purposes. There's a third house that is used for some kind of a quasi-commercial use. So this is, in essence, common to what's happening in this particular block, but right now we only are reviewing this particular house.
Thank you.
we will open this to public comments. Is there anyone out there that would like to speak for or against, or ask any questions in regard to both of these?
You can sit down.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone in the public? Anyone in the public? Hearing none, we will close.
Online,
What?
ask if there's anybody online.
Pardon?
Ask if there's anyone online who wishes to speak in public hearing.
Oh, I didn't see anybody online.
There are
But-
four
oh,
people.
Okay. People online like to speak? May I ask where they are?
I got a question.
Okay, please
Hello?
please identify your name and your address, please.
Daniel Marshall, 4646 Henry Street, Hammond, Indiana.
Okay, go ahead.
I listened to him. He said something about the property line butting against each other, but each building would be responsible for the maintenance. How close is that? And what if it was my house and they butted up so close that anybody else having to do work on my house couldn't access it because it was too close?
Let's see if there's any, he's asking about how close the property line is from the other building, the salvage building. Is there anyone else in the public online that would like to speak? Anyone else? Anyone else? All right, I think we can close public comments now, and would you like to address his concerns?
Yeah, sir, it seemed to me like your question was, how can you ever do any maintenance on your property, supposing you're the single-family property owner because of the tight property line, is that correct?
That's correct.
That is, as I mentioned earlier, we have created an 8-foot easement, which is if you're not familiar with an easement, that is a right to enter upon another's land, which will allow the owner of that single-family house 8 feet to the north side of their house where that tight property line is, the right to enter that at any time to perform maintenance or any other activity regarding their house where they would need close access.
Okay, my thing is, being in construction myself, if you're having a roof replaced or brickwork done, or 8 feet is not a lot. And then, now you're talking about me now, if it was my property that was next to the property you're talking about, now I got to worry about damaging the neighbor's property by getting my property fixed. I think that's too close. I don't think that should go. I really don't. It's too close.
The property on the other side of the area you're discussing is not actually, there's no structure there. It's a large gravel lot where we're giving this easement. So there's plenty of room to do any maintenance in there. And the commercial property is probably 20 or 25 feet north of the single-family property.
Well, I hope so for the people who own that property when you decide to build next to them, because I dealt with that before. That's not. Once this is all said and done, then the person who was there first is just stuck, and that's not fair, in my opinion. That's it.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your comments and your concerns. All right, board members have any questions?
I don't.
Okay, we will then take as far as D-25-09, the petition for allowing the primary residential occupancy on the first floor of a building located at 6736 Columbia Avenue in a C1 local commercial district regarding a conditional use.
Are you going to ask for the staff report?
Right now I am.
Okay. That's okay, Tom. Okay. I'm going to ask, again, we're off all, any questions? We all understand what this petition's about? Okay, all right. Okay, staff has reviewed the petitioner's proposal and recommends that the board grant the conditional use should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to the approval of the following case of Z2510.
Okay, we we have some proposed findings of fact that have been presented by the staff. Any questions, comments, changes, additions that the board members would like to make?
I don't.
I don't, sorry,
No? Okay.
sorry. I don't. Thank you.
Do we have a motion to adopt the staff report and the proposed findings of fact as presented, as well as Mr. Dawson's very thorough comments on his findings of fact into the record? Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, so we have a roll call vote.
Hassel?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes?
Faulkner?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Hutton?
Yes.
5 yes, those,
Okay, do we have a motion to approve or deny the developmental variance, the conditional use?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the conditional use for Z-25-09. Could we have a roll call vote?
Hassel?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes?
Faulkner?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Hutton?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay. All right, we will move to the developmental variance for 6736. Any questions or comments from the board members at this time?
No, no.
All right, could we have the staff report?
Staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to the following conditions. 1, approval of Z2509, which has been done. And number 2, recording of the side yard access easement, the ingress-egress easement for the accessory structures, and the common wall easement for the accessory structures, and the petitioner has indicated that those have been recorded.
Okay, the staff has presented proposed findings of fact. Any questions, comments, changes, revisions?
No.
All right, could we have a motion to adopt the staff report and the proposed findings of fact as from the staff and from Mr. Dawson into the record?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Could we have a roll call vote?
Hassel?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes?
Faulkner?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Hutton?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion in regard to the developmental variance for Z25-10?
I'll make that.
To approve it? Okay, we have a motion to approve the developmental variance. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Do we have a roll call vote?
Hassel?
Yes.
Hutton? I'm sorry, Hill?
Yes?
Faulkner?
Yes.
Brock?
Yes.
Hutton?
Yes.
All right, good luck. All right, the next item on the agenda is Z-25-11, petition of R2M Properties Investment Group LLC for developmental variance regarding Title Section 3.30, parens A, to allow a reduction in the minimum width and lot area requirement to build a single-family home located at 4626 Johnson Avenue in an R1 single-family residential district in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met?
No, the notification requirements have not been met.
Right?
Okay, so therefore, we're in a situation that we are unable to proceed with this case tonight, and that the staff is requesting that this is tabled to the next meeting, and we will work with the petitioner to make sure that the notification requirements are complied with.
Have they been sent out already, that your knowledge, or no, they have not been sent out? At all, any of them?
Okay, would you repeat?
Have any of them been sent out as far as notification requirements?
Notifications were sent out by first-class mail. They were not sent out by certified mail as required. We have no proof or documentation that they were sent out at what the appropriate time was. And if therefore it's not compliant with our stated requirements in our procedural manuals.
So as we table this, we would want that to make sure new notification requirements be sent.
Yeah, since he has faulty notification, he has to do it all over again correctly.
All right, that's what the table would mean.
Yes.
Okay, everybody understand?
Yes.
Okay, do we have a motion to table Z-25-11 to our next meeting, which would be sometime in September? September what?
30th, I believe.
30th?
30th?
September 30.
September 30th.
I'll make that motion to table.
We have a motion, a second, roll call vote?
Hassel,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Is the petitioner here?
I can speak on behalf of that? I'm the petitioner for it.
Well, we're tabling it, so we really can't hear anything tonight.
The issue is that I sent out the letters, but I emailed them to ask them if I verify that because I verified.
Okay, Mr. Dawkins, it's very hard for us to hear anything from the audience because of not being at a microphone and not recording it. Secondly, Madam Chairperson, are you going to allow him to come to the microphone and speak, or since the case has been tabled, I think that would be irregular, and our attorney, would you like to jump in on whether or not we can or cannot hear from the petitioner at this point?
The matter's been tabled. It would be inappropriate to hear anything further on this. The ruling has been made already.
Petitioner, I would suggest you meet with the BZA people tomorrow with any of your questions or concerns,
You mean the staff?
okay, with the staff.
Thank you.
All right, we will move to Z-25-12, petition of Carlos M. Salgado for developmental variance regarding Title Section 33.30, B, to allow a reduction in both the minimum lot size and the minimum lot width requirements for existing two-unit residential building located at 6604 Jackson Avenue in a R1U urban single-family residential district in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met on this one?
the notification requirements have been met.
All right, do we have anybody, the petitioner here for Z-25-12? If you come up, state your name and your address, please.
Hello, my name is Carlos M. Salgado of 6604 Jackson Avenue.
Can you sign in, please?
This one?
It's right there.
I think they moved it here.
Thank you.
I am the petitioner, owner, and occupant of the subject parcel. I request the developmental variance from zoning ordinance 8514, Title 3, Section 3.3B, to reduce the minimum lot width from 50 feet to 40 feet, and to reduce the minimum lot size from 6,250 square feet to 5,000 square feet for a two-family attached dwelling. What I ask from the board is nothing unusual for the character of the neighborhood. Historically speaking, my home was already a two-unit. It was in, it was the, sorry. It was,
Grocery store?
Hmm?
You can say grocery store or something?
oh yes, sorry. It was originally a grocery store. The first, the Strack Ventel of, of Nick Ventel, Strack the latter name of that. I'm explaining it terribly.
Well, you don't think of grocery stores that size either.
No, humble beginnings.
Yes.
Yes, and so yes, so all I'm asking for is to legally have it as a two-unit, because right now it's a single-family home. I am currently the inhabitant of the front part of the building, let's call that, and my wish is to have the rear unit be its own separate, for the purpose of rental. I have and yeah, there's when you compare it to like the lots adjacent to the property, there are 7 lots of the 29 parcels on the 600 block of Jackson Avenue that do not meet already the minimum lot width and requirement size. And directly, let me think, directly east of my property, on the other side of Jackson Avenue, there's another parcel, another corner building that is also that is already a 2-unit that does not meet the lot width size and lot requirements. And it would be nice to add one more Hammond resident to the neighborhood, So, comments, questions, concerns? Anyone?
For the record, there's an existing garage on the property, and what is happening to that garage, and how are you addressing the parking requirements?
Given the staff report's suggestion for demolition and for the placement of 3 off-street parking spots, we are currently in the process of contracting demolition people and trying to go for the proper permits for that.
Okay, and the current garage is a 2-car or 1-car garage?
It is a 1-car garage.
Okay.
Do we have a survey, again, do we have a survey of the property showing how this parking is going to be arranged?
No, we just have a floor plan.
A floor plan?
A floor plan.
Okay.
But it should be able to fit with the
Is there something in particular you're trying to address with the survey?
No, I just wanted to be sure it would all fit, that's all.
Thank you.
Right, anything else you'd like to say?
No, not this time.
Okay, excuse my cough. Any members have any questions?
I don't.
You can sit down for now.
I was wondering,
Sorry about
are you
that.
adding anything or any additions to the building, or the building would be just this itself?
There will be no additions to the building. All future plans for renovations would simply be rearranging the insides of the building.
Okay.
aside from the garage.
Any other questions? Thank you. You want us to wait until we have any comments? If we have any comments from the
It's a,
audience? What?
you're going to open up for public hearing?
Yes,
And you just said
if he'd like to stay, just in case there isn't.
he is supposed to sit down when you open it up for public hearing?
Oh, I thought we had some of them stay to wait. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Anybody in the public like to make any questions, comments, concerns?
So you guys don't require site plans for all of the...
So,
Would you like?
Mr. Dawkins,
We are
you can
going
come to
have
the microphone now.
Sign in,
Do you
please.
have, excuse me, you, Mr.,
My name is Maurice Dawkins.
okay, do you have any questions in regard to this petition?
He
In
was
this
saying,
case-
he asked a question about the site plan, and then he said there was no site plan. So my question for you guys is, don't every situation require a site plan, like during the application of the BZA?
Okay, I don't know if that's a question that he can answer, but if you sit down now, and we will get an answer for you, okay? Right, anybody else in the audience like to make any comments or questions in regard to this petition? Anybody online? Don't see anyone. All right, we will close this period of public comments. I don't think our petitioner can answer that. Can Mr. Poland or Mr. Novak answer the question?
So Tom, did we not get a site plan? Sorry, yeah, site plan.
We had a floor plan, but since the property was, there were no additions being made or anything to the exterior, we did not have a site plan, no.
Okay. And also, just to state for the record, with the floor plan, and this is addressed in the staff report, we have discussed this with the building commissioner, and this point has been brought to the attention of the petitioners, that the floor plan would have to be modified because of the way they're showing the access to the mechanical room is not acceptable by code. So we know that this floor plan will be altered and modified to address that.
Okay. All right. Do board members have any questions?
The answer is that he is not building a building, he's not doing any additions to the building, he's not changing the exterior layout of the house, so we were more concerned with the floor plan. We did not request a site plan.
I'm saying with the application itself, it always required that you have a site plan. Is it something here?
It's not always, yeah.
Again, this is not appropriate to have a discussion and debate in the manner in which this is occurring. And Mr. Dawkins, we can discuss this issue after the meeting.
But wouldn't that make that invalid, just like how mine's not complete? Just because I have something?
Mr. Dawkins, quite frankly, because of the acoustics, I cannot understand what you're saying. So,
No, all I'm asking is because she asked for all of my requirements for my situation and said they were not fulfilled. And somehow it's the same situation, and like it's not in wording in the application that it does not require a site plan specifically for that. So therefore, it should be a site plan presented, or that means his stuff will be incomplete as well as mine, or does that not?
Okay, sir,
Coordinate the same way.
we have tabled your petition due to the fact that all notification requirements had not been met.
I'm aware of
This
that.
has nothing to do with as far as a site plan or anything like that.
No, as far as like the requirements, I mean like in general, everything combined.
So no, it is not required for
I would think that would
everything.
be something you'd want to bring up when you speak with
Okay.
the staff in regard to the notification requirement, and make sure you check to say, is there anything else that I'm required to do, so make sure the notifications are met and required, so that we be able to address their case next month.
So it's all situational. That's why I'm just trying to get an understanding of how these situations work.
the big difference between your situation and all the other petitioners tonight is all the other petitioners met their notification requirements correctly.
Correct.
When it comes to what is submitted to the board or to the staff in preparation for the board, it is a determination. We have a list of requirements that goes into, in our packet. We have a list of the things that be submitted.
Which states the site plan, correct?
And we have a right as staff to modify that on a case-by-case basis, depending upon what the specific request is. This particular request was a lot size variance. As Mr. Novak has indicated, there was no changes to the footprint of the building, no additions, and therefore what we are looking at is making that lot size difference in order for them to have the 2 units. When it comes to I'm going to say this, when it comes to them, if they're going to demolish the garage and that they are going to then put the parking pads for the 3 spaces, we will need a site plan for that because that's going to be a permit requirement.
So basically, he's only asking for approval for the work in the building itself, but
He's
the
not
overall-
asking for any of the work inside the building when it comes to construction, walls, is not the jurisdiction of this board. It is only the jurisdiction of the building commissioner. All we have done is, since we sent information out to all of our departments, which is our normal procedure.
Okay.
The comment came back from discussions with the building commissioner that this was a concern about the particular floor plan. All we're doing is bringing that to the attention of the board.
Okay.
And the petitioner certainly has been aware of it because I, quite frankly, know I emailed her the information to her. So it is just a matter of it, and I don't want to jump into what the staff report's going to say, but we're making reference to the fact that this is a requirement. This is going to be resolved through the building commissioner.
Okay, I just want to get an understanding. Thank you.
All right, I believe we were at any other questions from board members at this time?
I don't.
And then, unless I lost my track, we are ready for the staff report.
Yeah, Tom.
Okay, in the matter of BZA KC 2512 for 6604 Jackson Avenue, staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards subject to the following conditions. 1, accommodation of placement of mechanical room of apartment 1 or the front unit to be in compliance with building and fire codes. 2, technical review and final approval of all building plans by city staff, especially in relation to code compliance with occupancy as a 2-unit residence. 3, accommodation of at least 3 off-street parking spaces on subject parcel. And 4, if garage demolished and off-street parking spaces orientated to access from alleyway and rear, then replacement of driveway apron and curb cut on Vine Street.
Right, we have proposed findings of fact presented by the staff. Any questions, comments, changes, revisions?
I don't.
Right, could we have a motion to adopt the staff report and their recommendations and the findings of fact into the record?
I'll make the motion to approve as long as the petitioner meets the standards and conditions provided in the staff report.
Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Hassel,
Yes?
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, do we have a motion in regard to Z-25-12 for the developmental variance for 6604 Jackson Avenue?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call vote.
Hassel,
Yes?
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
All right, you're ready. Okay. Next item is Z-25-13, petition of Christopher J., I think it's a J, might be a T, Golden for a developmental variance to modify Title Section 1.50 definition to allow a 583 square feet addition above the 720 square feet maximum for a private garage at 7139 Meadow Lane Avenue in an R1 single-family residential district in the city of Hammond.
Madam Chairman, just to note for the record, correcting on the agenda, it is.
Yeah, I underlined two numbers.
Well, let me
Okay, go
complete what
ahead.
I was going to say, is that just to note for the record that contrary to some errors in the GIS system and things like that, is just Meadow Lane, it is not Meadow Lane Avenue. And some of the public records are in conflict with what
Okay.
the actual name of the street is. And you were going to raise, what was your question?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you because I underlined 583 square feet and 270 square feet.
Well, why don't we allow the petitioner to make his petition,
Okay,
and
we
we
will
can
let him do
address
that.
all those issues.
All right. Mr. Golden, I assume?
Yes, my name's
Okay.
Christopher Golden. I am the owner of 7139 Meadow Lane Avenue in Hammond. And I couldn't overheard the conversation. I've always been under the understanding of 7139 Meadow Lane Avenue. And
Really?
that's,
If you look at your street sign, it just says Meadow Lane.
is it? Okay.
Yep.
Look at the.
I think and I've had some issues typing it into Google, and it's hard to find when it's under Meadow Lane, but here it is.
So, but this is just a nitpicky question, so let me just clarify.
Sure.
When you Google it, you type in Meadow Lane, and it shows up or doesn't show up?
I believe it does not show up. It has, like, if I give my address out and have somebody, try to find me, it's harder to find unless you include Ave. When you include Ave, and it's easier to find,
Yeah,
which is odd.
that is, it's not the first time that there is, Google's not perfect,
Sure.
and it is a matter of, we have this issue with the misuse of Chicago Street versus Chicago Avenue up in North Hammond.
Okay.
It is technically Chicago Street, but in some of the databases, it'll pick up Avenue.
Okay.
And so it's one of those things of what's on the internet stays on the internet, and you
Sure.
can't get rid of incorrect information.
Right.
So, yeah,
Okay. I was just curious. That's the first I've ever
yeah.
had anything questioned like that, but with the address. But back to the matter at hand. I'm requesting a developmental variance to increase the garage size on my private residence. My residence used to be a two lot parcel that was just recently combined into one lot, which is about a half of an acre. And I had purchased that lot several years ago. It had a existing house on it that was demolished, and there was an existing 700 some odd square garage on that parcel. I purchased that parcel, and it was in pretty poor condition, and over the years I've rehabbed it and installed a driveway and did a lot of landscaping and maintained it. And I'm asking for a increase in the lot, or the square footage, to put a 24 by 24 addition on the back of the garage, which is towards my residence. So the addition really won't be affecting any of the surrounding properties. There's going back to the let's see here, the three questions. Here we go. Let me find this. The three questions in regards to the developmental standards, I'd like to just address each one with a response. And the addition will be for personal use. So it will not affect any other residences in the vicinity. Adjacent properties will not suffer any adverse effects with the construction. Across the street, there is the new South Shore platform directly across the street. And to the north is a rental property. And I think that's probably within 100 feet of the proposed addition. To the south is another private residence, which is probably about 75 feet from the addition as well. The proposed additions all fall way below the lot size ratio limits. And I additionally kind of wanted to build a smaller house on this particular property, but that entire stretch of Lyman Avenue has no city sewer in it. All those homes that are on that stretch of metal on Lyman have septic only. And per the Lake County requirements, you need to have like a minimum acre parcel to even build on that. So all those homes are kind of been grandfathered in, I guess. So I'm not even really able to build a home on this property. So I wanted to just use this as an addition to supplement my my residence, which is it's about a half-acre lot. So it's kind of out of standard for most of the lots in Hammond. But that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions?
I have a comment that I need to make.
Yes.
Were all notification requirements met?
Yes, all
Okay,
H
sorry.
requirements
I
are-
thought you
Okay.
did that. Okay, any questions from board members?
I don't.
No.
Just for the record, you are going to be constructing at the same height and style as the garage that exists to try and match it, right?
Yes, everything is going to mimic what's there. The roof height, peak height, soffits and fascias, that stuff was all done by myself probably within the last 6 years. And as recently as a month ago, all those same materials are still available, siding matching. So it's pretty much a pretty simple project. So it's going to basically all the siding and materials and everything match the house which is my current residence. So it's going to be a very cohesive project, I guess. It's not going to be a patchwork quilt by any means.
And just in general, what's the purpose of the addition?
I'm a car guy. I've had classic cars all my life, and I have three, 67 Impala, a 62 Nova, and a 72 Nova. So I just kind of need the garage space for that stuff, and then we have a built-in pool outside, yard furniture, 2 large concrete patios. We entertain outside, so I have a riding lawnmower, just lots of lawn equipment. I just kind of need the space. It's a above average size property. It kind of requires a above average size storage, if you will.
Right. Any questions? We'll move into public expression. Anybody in the public like to speak for, against, comment?
Mr. Golden, you can sit down.
Thank you.
Kathy, you need a microphone.
Mike?
It's hard to hear you.
Oh, okay. He usually tells me. Anybody in the public? Anybody online? Hearing none, we will close this period of public comment and move to the staff report.
Okay, Tom, there's a couple of technical things you might want to bring out?
Yeah. So, in our discussion with Mr. Golden, since he did combine the two parcels, they were initially, as the staff report gets into, the west half was 7139 Meadow Lane, and the east half was 7142 Lyman Ave. They were combined into one parcel. That way now, this garage is no longer an orphaned, it's an accessory building to a primary dwelling, right? With that in mind, we wanted to make sure that as it sits in the rear yard, it seemed like a rear yard per se. We did discuss with Mr. Golden about moving the fence east so that it ran in parallel with the front building line to kind of create a rear yard space there, which he will use to store. He does have a boat and an RV he'd like to store behind that fence in the rear yard, as we're calling it, as it is. There is also some paved area in front of the garage, and then the driveway becomes gravel by Lyman Avenue. Mr. Golden indicated within the next year he should be able to pave the driveway so that it is fully paved with asphalt from the garage to Lyman Avenue. He'll also pave an area north of the garage so that he can properly store his RV and boat, put a gate in on that fence so they can get out. So we did, keep in mind a couple of those items, which are included as conditions, as you'll see in the staff recommendation. And of course, we never want to see this. One of the concerns with a garage of this size is that in the future, someone may have the idea to use it as habitable space or a coach home. We've also put a condition, and Mr. Golden is comfortable with it, to never let it be used as habitable space. We're asking Mr. Golden to record a commitment document with the Lake County Recorder's Office stating these things. Is there anything else? Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Golden, could you come back to the microphone, please? Okay, so you are aware, as what Mr. Novak just said, that we're requesting a commitment document?
Yes.
And you, you understand what that means? And
Yeah, it means I can't ever use it for a habitable space.
Well, amongst all the other things, it
Oh,
also,
yeah,
it also puts that time frame as far as the pavement's concerned.
Yes.
And things like that.
Right.
But it is, we're going to have to sit down and talk about the format of that document because it has to be a recordable document.
Okay.
Okay, so that's, assuming that this goes forward.
Sure.
I just want to make sure that you understood that's what the staff is saying. We're going to look for a legal document that's going to capture all that information.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Right.
And I'd also like to clarify, given the way the agenda item is written, I just want to be clear. Right now, that garage is about 736 square feet. He's asking for a 583 square foot addition about. So at the end of the day, this garage will end up being about 1,320 square feet. And it will remain one story. I just wanted that to be clear. Any other questions from board members or anyone else? No. Okay, thank you. So staff recommendation for the matter of Z2513, 7139 Meadow Lane. Staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA grant the developmental variance should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to the following conditions. 1, all reasonable attempts are made to match design and appearance of garage addition with design and appearance of existing garage structure, as Mr. Golden's indicated. Number 2, no permit shall be issued until a commitment document is recorded that documents the following. A, accessory building, the detached garage, will never be utilized as habitable space. B, installation of paved or otherwise impervious driveway from garage to Lyman Avenue right-of-way, and anywhere vehicles are to be parked within 1 year of addition's approval. C, reinstallation of privacy fence across width of yard, either in line with the east wall or front wall of garage, well, rear wall actually, I guess, or in space between garage's east wall and the front building line of neighbor's dwelling at 7146 Lyman Avenue. Just so you understand, that kind of sets a range of where the fence could be so that the fence isn't too close to Lyman. But those are the 2 conditions as presented under staff recommendation.
Right. We have some proposed findings of fact prepared by the staff. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions,
I don't.
recommendations?
No.
Okay, hearing none. Could we have a motion to approve the staff report and the recommendations presented by the staff and the proposed findings of fact into the record.
Second. Go ahead.
We have a motion and a second, roll call vote.
Hassel,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yeah.
Brock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
All right, do we have, okay, go ahead, sorry,
I just said there's 5 yes.
okay. We have a motion to, in regard to developmental variance for D 2513 for 7139 Meadow Lane Avenue. Meadow Lane,
I'll make that motion subject to the conditions.
Second.
so a motion and a second, could we have a roll call vote?
Hassel,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner. Yep. Brock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
Good luck.
5.
Okay, next item on the agenda is Z-25-14, petition for Foreign Local Holdings LLC for a variance of use allowing Title Section 11.10, distribution of Title Section 11.10, food processing at 6716 to 6718 Kennedy Avenue for a brew pub as a permitted use, Title Section 7.10, in a C1 local commercial district in the city of Hammond. Our next item is related to Z-2514, so I will read it, and you may present them together, and we will have a separate vote. Is Z-25-15, petition for Foreign Local Holdings LLC for a variance of use allowing Title Section 8.10, parens 12, tavern and the like at 6716 through 6718 Kennedy Avenue for a brew pub as a permitted use in Title Section 7.10 in a C1 local commercial district in the city of Hammond. Have all notification requirements been met?
All notification requirements have been met.
Okay, we have a petition.
Madam Chairman.
We have a revised staff report. Has the petitioner had a copy of this?
Yes, he was provided one as well.
He has been
Yeah.
tonight or before?
Yeah. Tonight, as you all.
Has the petitioner had a chance to read it? Because the board hasn't. Okay, the petitioner here? Yes. Have you had a chance to read the? Okay, I'll wait. What, state your name and your address and write them down, please.
Yes, my name is Michael Glowacki. I'm the owner and operator of Foreign Local Brewery and Tap Room at 6716-18 Kennedy Avenue.
Okay, and that's where you live?
I'm sorry.
Okay.
31 to 49 Martha Street, Highland, Indiana.
Okay. Have you had a chance to read the revised report?
I have, yes.
Okay, just checking that out.
Madam Chairman, just for the benefit of everybody here in general, the changes to the staff report were technical corrections to capture information that came from the Hammond Department of Environmental Management and the Hammond Sanitary District. There are appendices that are added into the back of the report that provides the technical communication information that come from those boards. So that's in general what the nature of the revisions are.
So they're basically in regard to our recommendation.
It had an effect on the actual wording of the recommendation, but the substantial or substantive part is providing clearer information that was in the original version regarding HDEM and HSD.
Okay. And the variance of use has not been changed at all?
No, that's
Okay.
the essence of the case.
Okay. Yeah, making sure I understand. All right, I think we're ready for you. All notifications been made, right?
Yes, all
Okay,
notifications were.
sorry, go ahead.
So if you can just talk about the first case, which is for the distribution and the food processing, and then the tavern separately.
So he can do it one after another?
I want,
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You would like me to just address 14, correct?
yes.
Foreign Local Brewery and Tap Room has been operating in Hammond since February of 2022. Our previous location was just northwest of City Hall here, off of Fayette and Oakley Street. We operated there for 2 years, and we wish to come before the board today to allow us to use the building classified as C1 to continue our business of producing locally made craft beer and have food items available for patrons, which is required by the Indiana Alcohol Tobacco Commission.
Okay, can you briefly go over the nature of the food processing / brewery operation and then discuss what the nature of the distribution is?
I'll list them separately since they're pretty different. The tavern aspect is pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. We don't talk about the tavern, talk about
The brewery.
the brewery
Okay,
and the distribution.
Okay, the brewery and distribution aspect is we will be processing grain and water to make a sugary liquid that will be converted into alcohol by yeast through means of natural fermentation. We will then take that finished conditioned beer, which we make in 3 to 7 barrel batches. It's about 100 to 2 gallons when we make a batch of beer. And when the beer is done conditioning, we will then carbonate it and put it into kegs or cans for sale for the public, restaurants, bars, other breweries, liquor stores, et cetera, stuff like that.
Okay, so when it comes to the production of the beer, as I indicated, the substantial changes in the staff report are related to the Hammond Sanitary District questions and the Hammond Department of Environmental Management. So we are aware that the questions were given to you, that you provided a response, and that you had discussions with both of them, or you just have email discussions? What was the nature of the communication?
I had addressed both concerns with Mr. Massey and Mr. Novak regarding the disposal of grain after we are done using it for the processing of the sugary liquid referred to as wort. When the quote-unquote spent grain is no longer of use to that, we will take that spent grain and put it into sealable plastic drums that will be taken off-site within 24 hours by one of our local farmers that will essentially use it for cattle feed to raise their livestock and stuff like that.
Okay, and the drums are kept inside the property?
Yes, sir.
The building, okay.
And one of the other concerns was in the case that there's anything spilled or anything like that, there was concern about any liquid or anything of that nature being going on the public asphalt and stuff like that. The method that we are going to be using we're essentially ensuring that we're not going to have, the containers don't have an area to leak. They're essentially sealed all the way and then sealed at the very, very top of it. But given in case the nature of, something does happen, say if one of the drums falls over or gets run into or something, we have made plans to essentially throw down sawdust where any liquid may have gotten down, similar to how custodians will clean up like vomit, stuff like that at a fair, stuff like that. And then that further will be put into sealed bags and then disposed of same day, like immediate, essentially.
Okay. The distribution, what type of vehicles, how many are coming to and from this location?
We do self-distribution, so it's generally in our vehicles. So we do not have any contractual commitments or obligations with any distribution companies such as, Calumet Beverage or, Indiana Beverage, stuff like that. We generally do very, very little in distribution since we try to focus a majority of our sales in-house, so we have guests coming and sitting down for a full extended stay. It's probably about a 30% to 70% split of what we sell outside versus inside, 30% being what we sell distribution to local bars, liquor stores, restaurants, and other breweries. So there will be no different vehicles as far as right now in our parking lot that will be addressing the distribution.
Okay, when you say no different vehicles, so are we talking about panel vans or what size vehicles that would be distributing?
I mean, I've currently been using a 2010 Honda Accord for the past 4 years to do some deliveries and stuff.
Okay, so you're...
Maybe if we do fairly well, I might get a 2020 Honda Accord, but we'll see.
Okay, so we're talking about, in essence, a small amount of production, a smaller amount of whether it's by keg or whatever, however you are distributing it, a normal passenger vehicle or SUV or something like that would be something that you're going to transport that, at least at this stage, based on the volume of production you're anticipating at this point in time.
Yes, sir. If this helps give any clarity, we will generally never deliver more than what you can fit on a standard size pallet, and we generally won't use any vehicles bigger than like a normal van. Like sometimes I'll have deliveries to Indianapolis where I'll rent like an SUV to maximize the amount of space to take down deliveries for. But essentially, if we get that big, we would probably at that point start deciding if we should choose to sign on with a distributor or not. But as far as the immediate plans for the next, I would say year and a half, even 2 years, we plan to do everything pretty grassroots, home base, with us doing a majority of the legwork for right now.
Yeah, I think to Brian's point, you're not having any semi trucks come and go.
Correct, no,
Okay.
we are not.
Okay. And the nature of your production, your distribution, is that similar to your Fayette Street location or your former Fayette Street location?
We obviously hope to have a little more growth than our previous 2 years of existence. But for right now, yes, that is the goal, is to pretty much be in line with what we were doing before as far as production and distribution.
I think we kind of I have to step back. I don't think we sufficiently talked about the sanitary district's concerns.
Correct. Regarding the production and further the cleaning and removal of any sediment, beer particulate that may have been left over, say when we make a batch of beer, let's say I made enough to make 10 kegs worth. After I keg all 10 kegs that was able to be made, we still have to evacuate the contents remaining in the fermentation vessels, the fermenting tanks, And this generally is around 2.5 gallons of sediment that is referred to as yeast trube, which I lightly defined in the staff report. It's very similar, if not the same, as what you would see as the bottom of sedimentation in a wine bottle. It is comprised of yeast and microscopic protein. And when we do evacuate, we generally do, it's about a ratio of 1 to 3 of, let's say, if we are evacuating 1 gallon of waste of the sedimentation, the yeast tube, we are throwing in 3 gallons of rinse water on top of that. So it's kind of a ratio of 1 to 3 of when we're evacuating the sediment and tube. And followed immediately after that evacuation, we immediately begin the cleaning cycle, which is immediately followed again by a 10 to 25 gallon rinse that is followed up by a 10-gallon cleaning cycle, which is made of a solution of water, and it's a powdered brewery wash. It's very similar to OxyClean. It's just an oxidizing cleanser. And after that cleaning cycle is done, then we follow up with a final 15 gallons of rinse water. So the amount of sedimentation and trube that we're sending down the drain is followed by easily more than 10 times the amount of rinse water to make sure that everything flows well, that everything is evacuated easily and properly. And then at the end of the day, the pipes will have cleaner sent down further, removing anything left in the pipes, and then followed by rinse water as well.
So in your conversations with Jeff Massey at the sanitary district, you explained all that to him, the whole idea, making sure that in essence things are flushed through the sanitary system with enough water to get it into the, get it through the pipe distribution system in order to get to the plant. And so anyway, you basically satisfied all of his questions.
To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
And just to provide context, this brewery production area, it's going to only occupy the rear half of the building, correct?
I'm sorry, can you repeat
The
that?
brewery production will only be the rear half of the building, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay. And there is an overhead garage door to provide access, right?
There
On
is,
site.
yes.
Okay.
Right, then I think you had the food processing part of this too?
That's the beer production is a food processing.
Okay,
The distribution was how the vehicles are coming and going and what type of vehicles.
what food was being processed?
Beer.
Oh, there's no food then?
Well.
Edible food?
Liquid lunch.
Isn't beer edible?
For lack of a better term.
I'm not a beer connoisseur, I'm sorry.
Would the term consumable
Well, I
make
just thought
sense
as
to
far
you?
as food, when you're having like a restaurant type thing, that would involve
Right.
Understood.
food.
This is how we have handled the other, the other brew pubs, in essence, that we have, which would be 18th Street and Byway.
My age was when I saw food, when you talk about as far as a tap room, tavern type thing, it was food that has been cooked. So
Well,
apparently
right,
they
so-
changed things, and it no longer has to be cooked on site, it can be prepackaged.
Right, so, but let's not cloud
No, I'm
the
sorry.
question with that. Let's
I'm
talk about the
sorry, I'm
future.
clarifying my mind.
Okay.
Thank you for the indulgence.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Okay, just for clarity's sake, the gentleman mentioned the removal of byproduct. He stated 24 hours before it's picked up off-site.
Yes, ma'am.
In our reading, it's specifically says 12 hours. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
I believe that it was most likely just referring to like day of.
Again, Cynthia, microphone, because it's a little hard to hear over here. But you're asking about the byproduct and its removal, and in the time frame that it's removed, you saw a discrepancy between certain things?
Not in the reading, he stated it within 24 hours as opposed to what we read, which is 12 hours.
Oh, okay, okay. But that goes back to, I think what you said is, you're going to have it removed within either same day or...
Yes, that was my mistake saying 24 hours. What I meant was that it will be removed in the same day that it's processed. So if we, when we put the grain into water, we refer to it as mashing in. When we mash in, it'll be about 8 a.m., 9 a.m., something like that. And then grain removal will happen somewhere between 3 and 6 p.m. of that same day.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Z-2514. May he speak now on Z-2515?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any comments in regard to Z-2515, the variance of use?
The tavern's aspect.
Um,
So the front end stuff.
Okay, so, well, I guess now I can say that aspect is pretty straightforward, but it is essentially what it says. The western portion, the western half of our building will be used as the warehouse production facility, and the eastern portion will be used as our front of house, where we will seat guests and patrons to come in, sit down at our bar, enjoy a beer or two, buy some beer to go, and hopefully some merchandise on the way out as well. But we plan to be open 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. That is pretty in line with what our previous hours were at our previous location. And yes, there anything further I can add to that?
So because of Indiana law regarding, in essence, taverns/bars, there has to be a certain amount of food made available. You
Correct.
started talking about that, and so let's get back into that.
Yes. So due to, the Indiana Alcohol Tobacco Commission, for any alcohol license, you're required to have, I believe, you're required to be able to serve milk, soup, or sandwiches, something along the guidelines of that. We do plan on getting a sanitary license with Lake County, mostly so we can just serve our guests, packaged food like chips, stuff like that. We will be required to carry a sanitary license, so we're just kind of going through that as well. We're not going to do any. We're not going to have any big equipment whatsoever. It'll be the extent of the equipment that we will have will be like a panini press or like a Doreen's pizza oven, something similar to that. So we're not going to do a deep fryer, nothing that will require a hood or a complete kitchen build out. It's mainly just to kind of give the bare essentials of, what someone would want if they wanted like a hot sandwich or, something like that.
Okay.
So it will be set up where you have enough electrical to do any heating up or anything like that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I guess the distinction is you do not anticipate going to a full-fledged restaurant where you're going to be serving, I don't know, steaks and caviar and also, it's a very limited menu based on, as you said, the small appliance equipment type
Correct.
thing that you're doing.
Yeah, I am in no way a chef, and I don't plan on being one.
And you have no plans for expansion of the building to go into something like that?
No, we plan on keeping the building as what it is right now.
Well, that's why I was questioning, because it used to be they had to have food prepared on site.
Yeah.
Years ago, and that's why I was amazed with
We still, I mean,
gradually change?
like, we'll keep like chips and stuff like that on hand for patrons and stuff. But it's essentially just to satiate the needs for our ATC license and then the sanitary license with Lake County as well.
All right. Do you have anything else?
I just want to clarify, so you do provide bathrooms, one of them is ADA compliant, correct?
We have one bathroom that is already set up as ADA compliant. Along the north wall of the building, there is a larger bathroom that may be converted to, or there's a stall in that bathroom that can be converted into an ADA stall. And the bathroom closest to the east wall can also be converted to an ADA lavatory. It just needs to have the bar installed. So technically, all three restrooms can be ADA compliant.
Okay, but one currently is without any changes, okay. And
Yes,
then-
there is one,
yeah.
yes, correct.
And
there
as
is
far
one
as
without any
interior,
changes.
yeah, as far as interior seating, you're looking for less than 50 people, correct?
Correct.
At this time, 50
Yeah.
seats, I mean, okay.
Any questions from board members?
I do. Mr. Poland, you have me interested in this distribution. Where do your products leave the building? What side of the building do they leave the building?
I'm not sure if it's shown on the floor plan that we have, but in the red section that's defined as the brewery area, on the south wall near, it would be the southwest corner near there, we have, I believe it's a 12 by 12
Thank you.
foot garage door that we'll pull the vehicle up next to and then load everything into the vehicle.
My second question is your trash enclosure. Where is your trash being held?
It's currently next to that garage door because we've just been like moving everything. It's not in its permanent spot right now.
Where will it end up?
Along the back alleyway next to, it's in line with the dumpster of the building, the business to the north of us.
Yeah, to be clear, he owns 65, yeah, he owns the parcel to the north as well.
Okay. So the vehicles that are going to pick up your product and deliver it, and/or vehicles that deliver products to your facilities so you can make beer, will be using the parking lot as their loading dock?
Correct, but we will be closed to the public during these delivery times.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, I don't.
All right. Open up for public comment. Anyone in the public like to speak at this time? Anyone online like to speak?
Hello, I have a question.
Could you state your
My name is
and
Olympia Gutierrez, and I'm at 6736 Kennedy Avenue. I just wanted to know if there's going to be any strong odors related to the brewing process, and will you be allowing outside food in the tavern?
Okay, thank you for your question. We will address it after we have any other comments. Any other comments at this time? Frank, I guess I should have said you should sit down and come back up and answer the question.
Well, now that I'm here,
Okay,
should
all
I
right.
answer the question?
Yes,
Just
please.
1 second. Did you close public comment?
Oh, I will close public comments at this time?
That was a question, not an instruction.
Okay. Now you may answer the question.
Okay, so the question was odors and whether or not there was any outside food being brought in, so
Allowed to be brought in.
allowed to be brought in. So answer the second one first.
At this moment, we are not, sure if we will allow outside food or not. At this very moment, Regarding the smell, I do
Wait, hang on,
believe.
hang on, don't leave the food yet. Okay, so is there any aspect of the liquor license granted by the state, because you talked about the liquor license and how much food that you're going to have available in the house, does the liquor license by the state prevent you from bringing outside food in?
No, not at all. There are many places that highly encourage to bring outside food if they don't have a kitchen. It's fairly common in microbreweries, especially here in Northwest Indiana, if they don't have a kitchen, to say, you know, there's a restaurant down the street, or they'll give menus in their place of business establishment and say, if you would like some food, there's X business down the street that you're able to order from. So in no way is that any violation of any liquor laws or anything with the ATC or TTB federally.
Okay, all right.
And you guys do reserve a right to have food trucks if they're licensed and everything?
We used to do that. We used to encourage, you know, outside food at our previous location because we had no food element whatsoever. Depending on, I guess, the demand for our food product, that may change, but as of right now, I do not have an answer for that. That is up in the air.
Okay, now the odor question.
For the odor question, I believe that we addressed that pretty well. Everything's going to be taken off site the day of. Everything that's going into the drain, into the sanitary sewer system, is having adequate amounts of water and cleaner followed behind it every time we evacuate a tank. So I do not see any issues with odor.
Okay, so it kind of goes back to our discussion that with the Environmental Management Department, because odors is one of their jurisdictions, and that I know the director of that department and I discussed the question of the odors. And so that goes back to the conversation that you had and how you are, the sealed containers that you have, the byproduct that gets picked up by the farmer, that it is going to leave as same day or whatever we discussed earlier.
Before it has a chance to create an odor.
Before it has created an odor. To some extent, it is the flushing of your residual product through the sewer system, so it's not capturing. And then, of course, God forbid it fails, but there always is, if there are complaints and things that go wrong, then the city in the Environmental Management Department, the Sanitary District, that would be addressed through their enforcement responsibilities.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions for the board?
No.
I have a dumb question. The stuff that is being fed to the cow, does that have any alcohol in it?
No,
Okay.
there's a different type of fermentation that happens on the grain itself. It's referred to as like enterobacteria, and it's just, it's essentially what you would find in live probiotic yogurt. It's different strains of a bacteria that's found like in your body system called lactobacillus, and it creates a mild fermentation that does not produce alcohol. So unfortunately, the cows and livestock do not get any fun from
Well, that
ingesting
could
the
be
spent grain.
fortunate, too.
I'm sorry?
That could be fortunate, too.
Well, yeah, depends on the cow.
All right. Hey, are we ready for the staff report? Do we have the staff report for Z-25-14 for the variance of use?
Yes, one thing I wanted to bring up before I read it, you did mention that sometimes when you're evacuating the production run, it's between 3 and 6 p.m.
No, that would be when like the farmer would come and pick
Oh,
up the
okay,
grain.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I just want to make sure our recommendation jives with what.
Okay.
So staff has reviewed the petition's request and recommends that the BZA forward the petition for a variance of use to the city council with a favorable recommendation should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards, subject to the following conditions. 1, compliance with the waste disposal, odor control, and leachate control measures approved by the Hammond Department of Environmental Management and Hammond Sanitary District, as noted in Appendix A and B and other applicable regulations. 2, beer production is restricted to the hours of 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. and to 3,000 square feet of the building. 3, submittal, technical review, and final approval of all building and site plans by city staff. 4, restriping parking lot to maximize off-street parking spaces within 9 months. And 5, providing a written policy to all delivery drivers and employees to utilize only Kennedy Avenue for access and potentially recording a commitment document stating so. You'll also find the proposed findings of facts on the next 2 pages.
Okay, we have, again, a proposed findings of fact that the staff has presented to us, or proposed for us. Any questions, comments, additions, deletions, corrections?
I just had a question about the striping of the parking lot. Is that a required necessity for the gravel parking lot that was referred to as the striping?
Well, so the restriping was in reference to the paved area.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Well, right, and please also understand, a gravel parking lot is a violation.
Okay,
Yeah, so please do instruct your employees and your customers to avoid parking in the gravel.
Right, so that's where, you need to, you need to address the pavement and the parking issues, so that's where we're going to get into verifying the number of parking spaces and the details, the ADA spaces, the loading dock area, and that it would be nice to have had that now, but nonetheless, we need to address that, and if it means that additional area has to be paved and some of that gravel area needs to be paved, then we need to, that has to be a part of the project. Okay?
okay.
You okay with that?
Yes.
You got
It
9
may be
months.
noted, there's a large area of the parking lot that is currently not striped. People use it to park, but it would be nice to have actual spaces striped instead of people just parking where they wish.
You got 9 months. All right, we're still with the proposed findings of fact. We have no comments, questions,
No.
anything?
No.
All right. Do we have a motion to adopt the staff report and the recommendations and the proposed findings of fact into the record?
I'll make the recommendation.
Second.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the motion.
Me?
Okay, what'd you say?
I said,
We
I make a
have
motion.
We have a motion to adopt the staff report and
Right.
his recommendations and the proposed findings of fact into the record, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
My second still stands.
Roll call vote, please.
Hessel,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Buckner,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, do we have a motion in regard to Z-25-14, the variance of use for the microbrew distribution and food processing?
I'll make the motion to approve as long as the petitioner meets the standards and conditions provided in staff report.
Okay, that is not the correct motion.
A favorable recommendation, yes.
Okay, restate it, please, for the record.
A favorable recommendation as long as the petitioner follows the standards and conditions provided in the staff report.
Okay, so
Apologize.
favorable recommendation to the city council,
Oh, city council, correct, yes.
okay?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to send this with a favorable recommendation to the city council. Will this be heard at the next meeting of the city council?
It would depend upon our processing of the minutes, because we have a certain time period in which we have to generate the minutes, a draft set of minutes, and so it may not meet the submission deadline to the next meeting because of the holiday.
Okay, so it might not be heard until October?
I didn't say that.
Okay,
I said it may not be ready for the next council meeting.
so it still could be heard in September?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sometimes the minutes get delayed. All right. So we have a motion and a second, because we have a roll call vote?
Hessel,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Rock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes?
5 yeses.
Okay,
Okay, for clarity, Chairperson Hill, what the staff provides to the city council is a draft set of minutes that is specific to the variance of use. And we don't send them approved minutes because that would be impossible to have been done in the time frame that we have to get it to the council. Okay?
okay, will he be notified when it will be,
I'm sorry?
he will be notified so he attends that meeting, though?
Of course it will.
Yeah, I just want to just clarify, what exactly does that mean on my behalf?
Council's
That
on
means
the
you
8th.
do
You
it
have
all
to have
over
everything
again
in by
for the council.
by this Friday. That's the
Like-
cutoff. That's cutoff for council.
Ms. Janica, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, next council meeting is the 8th, and the cutoff is this Friday for that meeting.
Which is to my point,
Right.
that
That's
we
what
would
I'm
be unable to meet the cutoff deadline for the next council meeting, which is the 8th. We should be able to meet the cutoff for the following council meeting, which would be 14 days after that.
22nd.
It is my understanding that you go to the city council and you present this all over again to them. Isn't that
Not
correct?
necessarily, Ms. Hill.
Okay,
We will discuss that with you as to what will happen at the city council when we know exactly what meeting it's going to occur at.
The cutoff for the meeting on the 22nd is the 12th. So it gives them a little more time.
Okay.
they will let you know when and what you need to do.
As of September.
I won't.
Okay.
So I have to do all this over again?
Maybe, maybe not.
We will,
It's-
again,
no.
I don't think you should, I see a hesitancy in you, and
I just don't understand what's happening right now. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
what's happening, and unfortunately, this probably should have been clarified for you prior to this moment. The fact that this is a variance of use by the statute, state statute, the Board of Zoning Appeals is not the final decision maker. Everything else that happened tonight with developmental variances and conditional uses, the BZA is the final decision maker, okay? Because it's a variance of use, this has to go to the city council. That's why the motion was a recommendation, favorable recommendation, as opposed to an approval. And so the city council has the final decision they have to approve this variance, actually both of them, once we get to the second one. And what we were talking about is that we have to submit all of this information to the city council, plus our recording secretary will prepare the draft set of minutes for the two cases that are going to the city council, so the council will have the benefit of all of tonight's discussions. Beyond that, we can discuss with you your attendance and what your role will be at that council once we get past some of the things here.
Okay.
Okay, and Z-25-15 is also a variance of use.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that, if that is approved or recommended to go to the council, it'll be the same thing.
Okay, so I'm sorry.
If it has a negative recommendation, the negative recommendation goes to go to the council.
Okay, don't cloud the issue.
No, I'm just trying to explain to what's going to happen. I'm sorry. All right. Do
Okay.
we have the staff report? Any other questions as far as Z-25-15?
No.
Okay, could we have the staff report, please?
Yes, in the matter of Z-2515, variance of use for a tavern, NEC1 district at 6716-18 Kennedy. Staff has reviewed the petitioner's request and recommends that the BZA forward the petition for a variance of use to the city council with a favorable recommendation should the board feel the petitioner has met the standards subject to the following conditions. 1, approval of BZA case number Z2514 and all of its conditions of approval as has been done. And 2, maintaining all required Indiana Alcohol and Tobacco Commission and Lake County Health Department approvals, permits, and licenses at all times. The proposed findings of facts are on the next 2 pages.
You had no other recommendations, just those two, correct?
Just those 2 conditions, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have proposed findings of fact. Any questions, comments, recommendations, deletions?
No, I don't.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt the staff report, which is recommendations and the proposed findings of fact into the record?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, roll call vote, please.
Asso,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
5 yeses.
All right, do we have a motion to send this to the Common Council for Z-25-15 for the variance of use?
I will make the motion to forward this petition for a variance of use to the city council with a favorable recommendation.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second, roll call vote, please.
Asso,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes?
Faulkner,
Yes.
Brock,
Yes.
Hutton.
Yes.
5 yeses.
I'm going to assume that the motion met, including the condition.
It certainly did, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It was, I think it was stated fairly well. All right, good luck.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Any commissioners' recommendations, comments?
No, not for me.
I have a comment.
Okay.
Can we have a screen that we can see who's speaking? This is very difficult to even understand or see these people who are online. And I don't remember ever being so difficult. I thought it was pictures where we saw them in person more.
I
And this is,
believe the default setting they're using is that it just stays focused on the council cameras. That's 90% of the time. So I'm sure we can talk to Ray online and have him.
because I think we had one that was just online people.
Yeah, I mean, not to belabor the point, because this is almost 8 o'clock. Yes, we will change the format of this so that we can see the icons of the attendees bigger than we are right now. But we will address that with staff, with Mr. Escamilla.
Because I think it's sad over that way, where even the petitioner.
Right here, that's an easy fix. It's just a default setting that we have set right now, but it's an easy fix. I can turn it on for you guys easily.
Okay, I appreciate it, because it's
It's
like.
on right now.
Well, and then we'll
See
zoom
Dave.
in on.
Okay, guys, can we move on?
Yes.
Just wanted to make a comment, okay? I apologize for not realizing I was speaking. You gave a different order to when you called her name. I'm used to being last. I don't know if anybody else noticed that either. It's like, okay. We were getting used to that when you did the roll call.
Oh, when I screwed up the one time?
You didn't
No, you
screw
didn't
up.
screw up. Usually I'm last, and I'm going in a different order, and we're all.
Oh,
sort of
that's just the
like-
way she has it on
Yeah.
the sheet.
Okay, sorry for.
See,
Hey, hi, Ray.
All right,
Yeah, that's just the sheet.
all right.
Yeah, there it is.
Any
Hey,
other-
Ray.
That's
any
it.
other commissioner want to delay the meeting?
Hi, Dave.
All right, career staff comment.
Tom, do we have anything coming up for next month?
we should have, well, obviously we've tabled the one matter, and we should have another new matter regarding new housing. I believe. So
Okay,
we should have at least 2 cases.
so we will have a meeting at the end of September.
It'd be nice if those petitioner could see the people too, when we're talking to them. Okay, put that on.
Oh, yeah, they can.
Oh, okay, I didn't see the cameras over there. All right, any public comment? There he comes. Welcome.
Maurice again. I just want to make sure I get this right moving forward. So I have a couple questions. Like as far as like the situation of the lots, like does nothing exist like grandfathered in? So if it was existing house on existing lot and you want to build the same house to fit the rest of the block, is there any way to like grandfather that in where it's like where you don't have to go through all of this? I'm just asking just to make
Right,
it
and,
easier.
and with all due respect, we discussed all this, and that the fact is that when you're talking about new construction, we have to go through and apply all the regulations because it's new construction. The lot is a substandard lot, it therefore technically is not a buildable lot as it is. In order to make it a buildable lot, we go through this process. We do this on a regular basis. There's a lot of lots out there that are substandard. The first case tonight, this guy had an existing house, and he created a parcel that was substandard. He had no opportunity.
Mr. Poland?
Yeah.
So this whole line of questioning is inappropriate. It is thinly veiled discussion of petitions that have been ruled on by the BZA, and it is not appropriate for public comment at this stage to be talking about different examples or petitions that either are coming before or came before the Board of Zoning Appeals. So I would just throw that out as advice to you and the board that you can certainly, the public comment can be made, but this really isn't a back and forth session, and it specifically isn't a back and forth session when we're starting to talk about petitions that were discussed tonight.
I apologize. I was just trying to get an understanding. I don't want to have argument back and forth, so I was just asking because there's a situation that I'm new to, so I'm just trying to figure out how to move forward because I would be running into the situation very often because we're in the process of buying multiple lots. So I just want to make sure it's easier for me to understand. So that's what my questioning was. So I apologize if it...
As miserable as you're
And,
not.
I'm happy for staff to talk to petitioners, but a public meeting is not the time for gaining understanding or education.
As miserable as your night has been, the staff here is very workable, all right? They're trying to get the best work done for you. So just work with them, and they
I understand.
They want you to succeed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And as far as like the meetings, it's only one meeting a month?
Yes, there's only one meeting a month.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd like to make that motion.
To adjourn?
Yes.
You close public comment.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we need a second? I second it. Have a nice rest of the summer.
Have a nice holiday.
We are adjourned.